Hey, beautiful people, I'm really excited. I wanted to hop on and share with you this experience that I had this morning of spirit contact. Really excited to share this with you. I often talk about how important doorways are. The doorway behind me, how they are transitional spaces, they are threshold spaces, they are liminal spaces that spirit often project their presence. They often drive that contact from those transitional liminal threshold spaces because they are so hardwired into our psyche, they are so hardwired into our subconscious that we're very aware of them. So sometimes you get a feeling you're being watched. You kind of look, it's either in a doorway, where one room moves into another. You know, they are very clever in capturing our attention. Now picture this morning, there in the doorway, this towering, and I mean towering presence. Picture this, if you can, of a gentleman standing there with this really wide brimmed hat, with his long hair, long beard, holding a ashwood staff, a staff from the ash tree, and this sense of one eye covered with a patch. Picture that if you can. And I penned the experience in my beautiful journal here, and I'm going to read it to you and we're going to unlock it. So he stands in the doorway, tall, with a presence of authority, eyes full of story and wild nature, yet one is covered with a patch. It was his right eye covered in a patch. A large, wide-brimmed hat, soaked from a recent storm. He clutches an ash staff. He looks into me, through me. His words, as simple as they are, they go deep down inside of me. A chill fills the air. Wildness is not some distant, separate thing. It's essential. So much of how you people live in these times has become domesticated, diluted, sterilised. Have you all become a mere shadow of what you all were destined to be? Have you become soft, adrift, purposeless? Where is your resilience? Where are your stories? Where is your character? At what point did you trade your wild nature, and what for? He smiles with his one eye, pulls up his cloak, and he is gone. Profound. That longing you feel, I feel it too. It's deep. It's a yearning, often amplified when you're amongst the stones and bones, the fabric of the old and ancient world, out there amongst the trees, and when you're amongst the hedgerows and trackways, when you stand underneath a vast starry sky, when you breathe and that cold mist is carried on a warm breath, your heart is thumping like a drum, and for just a moment you remember. You remember your wild, untamed nature, one that is full of fire, sunlight, moonlight and stardust. As you stand there, you do not stand alone. You stand with 1,001 more ancestors, all those that have come before you. Close your eyes, and as you do, can you feel them? who is there. The storytelling is really where the medicine is, woven with ritual. Yet we have lived through a time where innate nature to share stories in this way has been ripped away from us and almost lost and forgotten. The spaces for us to tell our stories have been disappearing. We have seen a generation or two become storyless, no longer living and experiencing stories. Yet it's through our individual and collective stories we continue to move from harm to healing. It's interesting that there are clues to what has been done, how deep the lie runs, how deep the ripping away has become, how forceful this fuckery is. Take the word destroy. When I look at that word, I see de-story. So now let us heal this. As a community, let's touch the ground and reach deep into the earth with our bare hands. We pull those stories up into the light like lost seeds that are yearning to be reborn, retold, relived and remembered. This is how we move from harm to healing, through our collective story. There we are. So much of that pen this morning in a moment of contact there in the doorway, and it just so beautiful to weave in some of the early writing, and it's like now I have one clear message. And I invite you over the coming days, over this next week, to keep an eye out for the dates that I'm going to be launching for the storytelling circle, both in person and online, that's going to be infused in ritual, and we're going to share these medicine stories alongside ritual. Medicine stories are something that's so deeply woven and has been for the last 27 years into my consultations. Those of you that have had a consultation will have experienced one or maybe more than one medicine story within the work that we do. So they've been a real integral part of what we do, and now to weave them together, infuse it into ritual, and then share a medicine story, and then unlock its teachings in a storytelling circle feels really exciting. So I invite you all to keep an eye out for the dates for the in-person and online storytelling circle. They'll be delivered by the end of the week. I'm going to be catching up with a really good friend who I'm going to hopefully bring on board as well, so that we can really unpack the depth of these medicine stories. So there we are, a little bit of magic for your Monday, and I know for sure for me, I feel really moved and humbled and touched and really excited by that magic. So as always, sending you all so much love, keep shining, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Take care guys, bye bye.